In this video, we are going to be looking at how to collect data for IV curves. This is particularly useful for GCSE Physics. So the first thing with any circuit experiment is you're going to have to set up a circuit. Okay, so we're going to do a diagram for that. So with any circuit, we're going to need a power supply. So let's draw a battery into our circuit. And we're going to need a component that we're measuring the IV curve for. So for the purpose of this example, let's use a light bulb. Okay, so if we're writing instructions, our first step is to set up the circuit. Right, so we are going to be collecting IV curves. The I stands for current and the V stands for voltage. So in order to measure the current, we're going to have to use an ammeter. So we're going to have to measure current with an ammeter. So when we connect an ammeter in a circuit, we must remember that that ammeter has to go in series. So let's start to draw out the circuit a little bit. And now we're going to add an ammeter. Okay, and let's connect that in series with the light bulb here. Fantastic. Okay, now the next thing we have to measure then is the V. So we have to measure the voltage. And we're going to do that using a voltmeter. Excellent. Now remember that the voltmeter has to be connected in parallel with the component. So what's that going to look like in our diagram? Well, that means that my voltmeter, rather than being in the same loop as the rest of the circuit, is going to have to be attached across the light bulb. So we're going to put it down here. Excellent. Now, if we set up the circuit and just joined it up straight away, that would only allow us to get one single reading. In order to plot the graph, we're going to need multiple readings. So in order to get multiple readings, we're going to have to vary the values of the circuit. And the easiest way to do that is to add in a variable resistor. So for vary readings, using a variable resistor. Excellent, so let's put that into the circuit. So we need to connect the variable resistor in series. So reminder, a variable resistor is a rectangle with an arrow through the centre. And then we're just going to connect up the rest of the circuit so that it works. Excellent. Now the last step, since we're looking for the IV curve then, would be plot a graph of current against voltage. So what we would expect to draw there then is we would expect a graph with current on the y-axis and voltage on the x-axis. In the next videos, we'll look at what those graphs should look like for the different components.